to jump off. Goons in a club, case something pop off. No, but seriously, it was pilot season, so I've been a little busy. As I said before, I'm a full-time actress out here in Los Angeles, so I have to prioritize my work a little bit more than this, because this is a fun hobby that is, you know, growing, and I love it, and I'm so thankful for the audience that tunes in here. But, you know, I love my coins a bit more in my career. You know what I mean? This is what I moved out here to do. To be honest with you, if you're a full-time actor, you gotta love it, because it's a lot of times this industry is very dark, and with certain people being exposed and changes happening in the industry, it's getting a bit brighter, and I'm enjoying it and I'm having a good time. But I did miss you guys, and I did want to talk to you about this episode, because like I said before, with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I check out when it gets dark, because I feel like when they get dark, they go so dark, just like New Jersey. I like the shows when they are light. There can be drama, there can be mess and shade and all of that. That's fine. But I feel like sometimes for Atlanta and Jersey, they just get so dark to where it's just uncomfortable for me, I guess, as a viewer. So I kind of like checked out, because I felt like they were rehashing the Kandi and Portia drama that I felt like, get over it or don't film together anymore. It's too much. However, this episode, I feel like they have, in a sense, moved on from it. So I feel like from here on out, we're going to move on for the Portia and Kandi drama, because everybody's going to turn on Kim. And it seems like that's when the season is going to get spicy and messy, which is what we all tune in for. So that's why I'm back, because I wanted to discuss this episode and also be prepared for the drama that's about to happen next week. So let's get into it. Can somebody tell me why Portia has to apologize to the whole group? She apologized to Kandi, whom she offended. Why does she have to, in front of everybody, apologize? I'm sorry, it's a whole party going on right now. I don't know why she has to apologize to the group. Like, first of all, she apologized to Kandi, and then she apologized to the group individually. But I don't even think she needed to do that. I felt like she just needed to apologize to Kandi, whom she offended. I don't know why the girls keep on getting involved in it. It feels like to me that this is storyline. And I feel like they keep on hazing her, like pulling her, dragging her through the mud for this situation that happened between her and Kandi. And yes, it's Kandi's right to get over it when she feels like it. That is on Portia or Kandi or whoever. But I feel like having to sit the group down and apologize to all of them to say that she messed up. Why? Who else has had to do that? Nene has messed up several times. She has never apologized to the group as a whole. So why does Portia all of a sudden have to do it? To be honest with you, Marlo, in my opinion, I feel like Marlo should have left. She was a guest. She was not somebody who is an actual cast member on this show. I felt like out of respect for Portia, Nene should have let Marlo know, or production should have just been like, I would much rather have a cast member on my show here than somebody who is a guest, who is not, to be honest with you, even in the credits. To me, it just felt really disrespectful. I felt like the show did her dirty, and her castmates didn't respect her, because although y'all are disagreeing or whatever, and a lot of y'all aren't cool or whatever, you guys are still on the show together. You are still co-workers. Whatever happens, you link up together. Y'all linked up together, and y'all got Phaedra out of here. Y'all could have linked up together and got a guest Marlo out. She was the one who was disrespectful. She was the one who was making a big deal and a big issue out of the situation concerning her and Portia. And it wasn't really even an issue with Portia and Marlo. I just felt like Marlo was trying to, you know, create some kind of storyline for herself. So she was making these issues with Portia that never really existed. There were issues that happened with other people, and she was using them to go at Portia for screen time. And I felt like Nene could see that, so she kept on making comments to calm her down. Also, Marlo was drunk. And when she gets drunk, she becomes very belligerent and violent. And that to me was a hazard. It was a hazard to have someone drunk and belligerent like that when you're out of the country. Drunk and belligerent like that when you have a cast that is really sensitive to being beat up on. You know what I mean? She just seemed like a liability to me. And I would have rather her had left than Portia, because this is Portia's show. When it comes down to brass tacks, Portia is a cast member. Marlo is not. And I felt like, you know, the show and her cast members didn't respect her and stand by her and remove Marlo. With any situation, I just feel like when there's a problem, you remove the guests, not the actual cast member on the show. That's how I see it as a viewer. I would never want one of the cast members to be removed and have one of these, you know, weaklings, no shade, but these people who are trying to get on the show who have never gotten a peach to take their place. It felt off balance to me, the episode. I see Nene telling on herself with Mr. Tyrone because nobody said that she was dating him. She was the one who mentioned that, because word on the street is that Nene and Tyrone were like the Bonnie and Clyde of some scamming ring that they had back in the day. And a lot of them got busted. Nene got busted, but she got out. And I think she probably got out because she was telling on people, allegedly. So that's how she knows Tyrone from all of that. And I feel like she keeps on shutting down the conversation about him because, like he said, I think last episode, or maybe the episode before, Nene don't want me to start talking about what I know about her. So I feel like she wants to shut the conversation down and also move on past him because she doesn't want any of her tea to be exposed. I felt like she was going down that road with trying to get at Sheree or like talk about him, you know, just to be relevant on the season. But I felt like when she started talking, she realized that this just may backfire, because I was just like, why would you shut down a conversation about Tyrone when you told the girls that he was a con artist or a scammer or whatever? Why were you so bold then? To me, I feel like she thought about it and was just like, you know what, let me back out this situation before I not only put myself in a situation, but I also incriminate myself. So that's what I feel like. I feel like Nene just had like a come to Jesus moment in her hotel room and was just like, you know what, I'm going to shut up about Tyrone. I'm going to shut everybody down who tried to talk about Tyrone, because it's a big situation for her. I feel like she could get in trouble with this situation if they keep on talking about it. So then we get to Sheree's photo shoot. And guys, I have to agree with Sheree. She looked a mess. I think that whatever Marlo put her on, like Sheree said, looks great on Marlo. It looked horrible on Sheree. Her makeup was terrible. The wig just wasn't right for her face. Those stockings with those shoes, she just looked really, really desperate. She looked like a strawberry from Camden, New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like, it was a mess. It was a hot mess. Marlo had her looking a damn fool, and I feel like Marlo is petty enough for that to have been intentional. And Candy is taking the sexy pics. Of course she is. You know she's gonna put them pics in her sex dungeon. Cynthia and Candy, I don't know what's going on, but I rebuke it. So then we get to Cynthia's splash baptism. I thought this was really sweet. I really, really did. And this is what I was talking about when I just love when they do things like this, because it's heartwarming, it's real, it's very odd, even if it was contrived, you know what I mean? I feel like this is something that you do with your girlfriends, you know what I mean? If one of your girlfriends is turning a milestone age, you do a trip with her, or you do like a bucket list. I did a bucket list with one of my good girlfriends who was turning 30. You know, that's what you do, and I felt like it was just a really warm moment. And I like the fact how the whole little candle thing, I like that they said kind words to each other, even when they were going through some issues. I especially liked Eva, who shaded Shamaya or Shamia, whatever her name is, and still gave her kind words. That's how you do it. You don't gotta yell and just be aggressive and get in people's faces. You can shade them with the kindest words and the warmest like reception, and they not be able to catch it until later. That's the best kind of shade. When you don't realize you being shaded till you watch the show back. You know what I mean? So I love that. I was just like, you know what, Eva, I think I could be here for you. If you reading and shading like this, I may be here for you. I just really loved it. I really enjoyed it. I also love that Portia had a candle and Nene said some really kind words. I like this Nene. I like Nene when she's being funny. I like Nene when she's being shady. I like Nene when she's reading. I don't like angry, aggressive Nene that blacks out. You know what I mean? I feel like she goes to a place of rage that is so ugly. It's the worst of the worst, and she just causes collateral damage within the group. And she causes that damage because she is such a significant part in the group. To be quite honest with you, she's like the matriarch of the group. You know, like real talk. She was the one who got the group together and submitted the tape to Bravo. You know what I mean? That's why Nene has always been the head honcho with this group. And I feel like that crown has never really been taken away from her. But when she becomes very nasty and negative, although there are other people who are like that who can do those things, it's just more of a dissension and just a huge effect across the board when she does it, because she's the matriarch of the group. You know what I mean? She put this group together. She is the core of the circle. So when she acts out, it's just, it just has such a reaction to people, because it's like you're supposed to be above this. You're supposed to be looking, and I'm not saying that she can't have good or bad days, right? I just feel like she needs to be more responsible with her position if she's going to stay on this show. I like her on it if she's going to continue to walk in this lane. When she gets ugly and starts attacking people, for me, I check out. I need her shading, reading, and getting the girls together and in love, and bringing the group together and going out and, you know, finding the wounded bird of the group and making sure they're together and looking at a way of getting them back into that place, because Nene wants to be respected as the matriarch, but then a lot of times she doesn't act like it. So it's like, girl, if you're going to wear this crown, earn it. You have to earn it with these girls, because you took it off and you got in the mud with them. You know what I mean? So I hope she stays here, because this is the Nene that I can rock with and respect on this show. Then we get to like this splashing baptism, and I love Candy because she was just like, it looked like a whole bath to me, and it sure did. I was just like, what kind of baptism is this? I get that the water was cold, but it's like, girl, you should at least got like a little rag or something. I don't know. I just felt like it should have been, you know what? Let me stop. That's what she wanted to do. That was her baptism. It meant something to her. So good on you, Cynthia. So that's where it ends. And I really enjoyed this episode, because for me, I felt like it allowed me to see the women in a way that I used to see them. You know what I mean? Just felt like old times, I guess. And I really enjoyed it. Although it's a filler episode, it was an episode that I enjoyed, and I'm also excited because it gears us up for next week's episode, which is going to be hella messy, because that is the episode where Candy gets Kim together, and I cannot wait. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next week for that juicy episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Bye, guys.